Hello, everyone. This is the Mystic Offspring. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight. This is an effort for you to understand more about what is truly going on behind the scenes. In the result of efforts to uncover hidden realities of the universe that shape our lives and compel us to our destiny. Some of us are guides and healers where we can assist people in finding their purposes. And hi, how are you doing? These people have pure potential that acquire meaning, definition, and residence through us all. The universe and everything in it learns about itself through others and through feedback. The energy-based network connects everything in the universe and then connects us all together. Unifies everything with synergistically, metaphorically, like a looking glass. A higher realm of reality. It's good. And good deal, like kind of like shamanic practices. It helps you to understand the higher realms. I work with the higher realms. I'm a healer. I'm a light worker. So yeah, I'm here to help you, to learn, to befriend, to teach you, and to communicate. Both teach and learn. Yeah. And how to listen to the universe and exactly what it's trying to say to you. Just you. The world we live in today, there's no better time to expand your mind and grow the quality of your consciousness. Your views on natural reality. Think about that for a second. I'm getting deep, y'all. I'm getting real deep. There's something unseen around you. If you have any, want to figure things out like that, well, hi. I have the same interests. Unconscious, conscientious is real. And how do you create your own character? And you wonder why people just all of a sudden change on you. It is real. And these people are more real than you think. They just simply rewrote their character. Maybe it was based on someone else's viewpoint. Say and do things that surprise people. Our mythologies are filled with living characters that resonate with the past and now. Transport treasures and truths into the future age from one to the next. The reality of it all. Have it completely figured out, right? And realize how to get there and how to find what you're looking for. Yeah. I love this shit, yo. Cosmic insights. Wow. The new physics, the scientific discoveries. Our worldview gets turned upside down and inside out. Different ways to view the universe. Mysterious, and there's a greater universe, a solar system, directing, bearing on us, life on Earth, every day. You don't realize how important Earth really is to the universe. It's like the center of the universe. And I believe that the correct view of it resonates with your subconscious mind, your imagination, your intuition, and your inspiration. The transformation into higher consciousness might encounter in every effective healing modules available for you to touch upon. And then the chakra work to understand the subtle energies of healing itself. Like healing. Real healing. Ooh. Yay. I thought that was really awesome, yeah? Isn't that awesome? The time of relativity and quantum mechanics. Human history, mythologically, and scientific worldviews. They try to explain everything around you. Make sense of it. But this energy in the universe, it's called quanta. The energy is like vibrating all around you in waves, circles, spirals, cylinders. No sharp edges, though. It contains more energy than anything else I can't speak. Observable in the universe combined. There's a billion galaxies out there. Can you imagine? Obviously, there's more life. And probably with way, way more high, crazy technology, right? It's important to learn about this vibrating energy around you because it accounts for how we see the world, interconnecting everything in the universe. Us, to the animals, to the earth, to the plants, to the stars, to the moon. Even consciousness itself. Para, chai, or aether are some of the terms used for the lowest spectrum of this energy. It occupies all the energies that space is known in the universe, called like zero or antimatter or whatever it is. It's an empty space, even inside an atom. You know, you look at an atom, yeah, that's space. It's air, right? It's very vital, and it links all the dynamical systems that connect everything in the universe, and then connects it to everything else. We are all connected in that way. If emotions are hopeful, positive, or optimistic, energy signatures vibrate at a high frequency. Love has the highest vibration. Fear, on the other hand, vibrates at a very low frequency and in the same range as anger and hatred. Yeah. Beautiful either way. You energize with them and with your own positive thoughts. The greater the effect will be on your life. And the better the ability to lift your spirits and heal your psyche. So if anyone's wondering, oh, you don't look like what you went through. Well, if you raise your vibration, and that's what healers do, they raise their vibration to heal. You can't heal yourself when you're low energy. You just can't. It's nearly impossible. Just saying. The universe, holistically, in physics, large objects like planets, stars, galaxies, and even small objects. The atoms and the protons that you can't even see. Physics, quantum physics, explains the small things, yes. The theory is everything. The theory of everything, sorry. Combining a rational spirituality with science, we naturally view the universe. Relevance in everyday life on planet Earth. The wisdom that goes to the heart of the matter. Innate matter is considered. Visible universe is made of matter. The material worldview. Fragments of the universe. And the universe is like a machine that obeys a mechanical and all physical laws, hence universal laws. Everything that is real can either be seen or measured in the universe. I say felt. I mean, what? It's kind of the same thing, right? Energy healing in the universe. They're considered insubsequential or ethereal. Universe worldwide legitimizes the whole exploitation of the planet. Wars, for example, they have control over Earth's natural resources. Do we really need to fight about it, guys? Like, seriously. It's enough for everybody. And the science compassion for human beings and animals. Not to mention, they separate everybody. They separate everything. And then put boundaries up on other things that should be free. It needs to change, okay? If you look at the way the universe works and then compare it to what man is doing with his laws, the laws of man are the only ones that really are tapped and need to be tweaked. Not erased. No, respect tradition, of course, but they do need to be tweaked because everything changes, evolves, and this is why I'm explaining this to you. And through the heavens, in the sails, in the vertebral sea that fluctuates, subatomic energy. Grasp the vastness of the water that we may swim in, of the universe. 1 cubic centimeter of space contains more total energy than all matter that has been known in the universe combined. So like this, how much is that? That's a crazy amount. The energy in a cubic centimeter of space could power everything on Earth for years. That's how much energy this is, right? The living universe. Separatedness is an illusion. Everything living in the universe is interconnected and independent and woven into a fabric of cosmic web of life. And as a place of relationship, view the earth through the holistic lens of deep ecology, where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and each part has a responsibility to persevere the vitality of the whole. In the living universe, we evolve from the model of competition to one of cooperation. In the living universe, everyone and everything matters. So being that the universe is interconnected and everything in the universe and how big the universe is, why is man the only law? The law of man is the only one that needs, why does it work that way? Why are we having such an issue with that? If it's so, like, as above is below. I mean, the universe, God, whoever you believe in, has sent actual messengers and helpers down to help the situation. But then you have these a-holes that want to, like, block the ones that actually want to change things and make it more like this, the way it's supposed to be. As above is below. My message is to you guys, right? You're only destroying yourselves and then therefore destroying everything around you because we're all connected. And that's why karma is hitting some people right now, because they decided to throw all of that negative energy out. And because we're all connected, it's going back. And there's no sharp edges in the energy, It's just, woo. So I hope that clarified things for you. Examine this phenomenon and understand the forms of atomic phenomena. Now, this is the cosmic woman. I love this part. The cosmos is a life-changing dream that can recount of magnum opus, which means the great creator, or the dream of the cosmos. To fall into a deep valley and then land in a spider's web. She looks up, though, and behold, this beautiful cosmic woman fills the entire cosmos and immersed in a revolving wheel. The labyrinth at Chartres Cathedral. The wheel of the universe is the symbolizing of the spinning cycles of birth, death, and rebirth, and as well as a symbol of the mother goddess. Cosmic energy permeates all planes of existence, symbolizing the body in the 7 chakras in the center of consciousness. Centering the wheel, bearing later realized, meant becoming fully conscious and aligning her own human consciousness with the woman's superior cosmic consciousness. Now realizing as a personification of the divine feminine. It is profound and subtle, the metaphor for the structure of reality. It's a vast net. In each crossing point, there's a jewel, a diamond, and they're all connected. Perfectly clear, and they reflect other jewels around them, like mirrors. Imagine ad infinitum. A metaphor stands for an individual being or an individual consciousness. The universe and a change. You change one jewel, you change them all. Interesting, isn't it? Love that. One cannot help but be in awe when one contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, and the marvelous structures of reality itself. It is enough for one who tries to comprehend only a little of the mystery every day. Albert Einstein said that. The visible realities of the world from the invisible realities of the universe that we experience through our 5 senses and what we experience through intuition, dreams, and active or creative imagination. Shamanic spirits, visionaries, attributes of shamanic culture, confirms residence in a strong connectivity with the collective unconscious, the outer world. Shamanism. The vastness and meaningfulness of the collective unconsciousness. Living universe axiom. We are all connected. It means that not only everything in the present universe is connected, but everything that ever existed in the universe is also connected. The collective unconscious is a living system of connectivity and the dynamic memory bank the universe remembers. Because we're all part of Earth. And then when we die, it's possible. Same thing with God. Our source has a vibration, an energy, a memory. And every time you go back to source, you're giving that to God or Mother Earth. You know what I'm saying? It's like source split himself up, the Big Bang, because he needed some friends and he needed to learn. So he put himself out into the universe and made life. The collective unconscious, yo. Very interesting. There's other names such as the Akashic record, the cosmic mind, or the universal mind. The confluence of the world. Mythologically, I guess that word. Mythologically, and spiritually tradition, and honors these traditions by a rich, holistic cultural diversity. The alchemy represents spiritual resonance with the collective unconscious that takes form in the intuitive dialogue. It is to increase yourself and your self-knowledge. Who are you? cosmic tour. The consciousness is non-logical. Consciousness does not arise from matter, the brain, but is a pervasive thought out in the universe. Consciousness can be called the ground of all being. Many people exercise the kind of consciousness that appears to be that of the universe itself. Could also explain near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, and particular relevance to us. The healers, the readers, the seers, the psychics, whatever, the mystics, the shamans. Connect with the collective unconsciousness and evolve into the state of cosmic consciousness. And in the evolution of consciousness is anticipated by the Aquarian Peregrinum. And then Mother Gaia herself, the theory of Mother Earth. It assessed to the earth is alive. Earth is living. It has a soul. Self-regarding organisms that maintains optimal conditions to support life. In our biosphere of Earth's 4 systems become a scientific theory named the Gaia theory. Did you see that? It was weird. Okay. Earth energy meditation. Maybe that's why all my readings have been saying go out into nature. Probably, right? Information systems similar to the collective unconscious. Metaphoric resonance benefits all species of life. It accounts for the strong influence other ancestors have on the psychic readings or on the channeling or psychic work, spiritual work in every day-to-day life. Represent and call upon your ancestor energies for, communication. Cosmic consciousness. In the form, you are the microism. In reality, you are the microism itself. It is not endearing platitude or scientific fact. Well, it's both, actually. As human beings, we can be described as a microcosm. The living parts of greater than the whole. But in reality, we are not only connected to every living thing and every part of it, but the total of the whole, in which exists in the center of our very being. We are the universe, inside and out. The cosmic woman. By centering ourselves and turning our consciousness, we become one with the information contained within the cosmos. We are both microism and macroism. Sorry, I said it wrong before. This stuff is really interesting, isn't it? I hope it's educational for you. Promoted mindfulness. Increased I can't say that word. Synchronicity, sorry. Increasing synchronicities in our lives as well as self-awareness. Spiritual growth. Healing. Incremental aspects of spiritual growth. And one must become whole to grow spiritually. I mean, you gotta have everything grow, right? You have the water, you gotta have the sun, you gotta have everything to grow, right? So you gotta be whole. Shamanic qualities and energies will also help you heal. Evolve consciousness and transformative. The personal transformational movement, which is what basically is happening now anyway. Acute environmental centering and grounding methods. Acute environmental awareness. The personal transformation movement seeks to end competitive us versus them, thinking in favor of a collaborative model that is holistic and independent. I'm so for that, y'all. Cosmic consciousness. And in fact, it had an accurate model in how the universe actually works. A person's worldview, which might include cosmology, has been a mixture of mythologically, metaphor, and science. It has been stultified by a dogma, both religious and scientific. Okay. And we see ourselves as a separate form of the universe from one or the other. There are too many fragments and divisions and athesis and holism and oneness. Cosmic consciousness anticipates replacing belief-based dogmatic visions of reality and science-based dogmatic visions of reality with the fundamental versions that transects both. To heal divisions and the end of the illustration of separation with the paradigm and explains how life really works. So as above is below. Experimental spirituality. One great advantage that it holds, that it is a tool for transformation, and it does not depend on memorizing correct beliefs. Rather relies on empowering personal experiences and the unseen world. Their experiences is their truth. No one can say that it's not. It may not be yours, but it's theirs. Actively seeks to create such an experience as the numerous collective unconsciousness to help them discover their own personal truths. Do you know who you are? Spiritual alchemy is defined as a conversation with the numerous process in spiritual awareness to learn the journey deeper and deeper into the center of your very being. Hear echoes from the great sages of the past. Transcend boundaries. Hear them of ordinary physical reality and discover the holy grail of true happiness and a compassionate well-being. I love that. So beautiful. All right. The great master and great matter. According to mythology, according to mythology, there is no fixed law, no established knowledge of God set by the prophets or the priest that can stand against the revelation of life lived with integrity in the spirit of its own brave truth. It was Joseph Campbell that said that. The quest for the Holy Grail is the heart of the journey of the soul, self-discovery, and leads to spiritual transformation. The journey that is the experience, who is mirrored with the tarot. Stand in role as the archetype or self, accompanies and guides you on your own personal spiritual journey. Spiritual alchemists quest for the Holy Grail. And the Sunam Bonum, the highest good. I love that. And the Grail legends are about growth, all of them. And the reason are here. The role, you alter ego, your friends. The mystic stands by your side as a coach, as a comfort, and nudges you forward, saying, hey, keep learning, keep going. It's okay. And through your inner voice, your robust imagination and inspired intuition, important qualities of this journey, activate imagination and mindfulness, attentiveness, so you don't miss anything. The Holy Grail started within the 5th century in the British and Celtic history. The Saxons and the Angles. Celtic countries such as Ireland, Wales, Cornwall, Scotland, and Brittany. In the Dark Ages, the stories were told about proud legends of kings of King of Arthur, and not to mention his mentor, Merlin. Anglo-Saxon advanced in the Wessex of the Battle of Bagden Hill. It was the golden age of Camelot. He desires only what is best for you and always ensures personal glory. It was like he was the example, supposedly, within trying to find the Holy Grail. And the Holy Grail was love. Straight up. The lesson itself. One of peace, not war. Collaboration, not conflict. Equality, not diminution. Brave knights, chivalry, and courtly romance. The message has been the quest to achieve the yin and the yang, the balance on a global scale. The quest to return to re-enshine the divine feminine, the virgin, the essence of the Holy Grail, and is what woefully exiled from our own souls at times. That's why we love here, honey. Equate spiritual pathology in the modern era. The exile of the divine feminine and the corresponding less of the soul, and collectively, the masculine principle becomes pathologically exaggerated and inflated. And it has. And the symptoms are rigidity, dogmatic, inflexibility, omnipotence, and obsession with the addiction to power and control. That sounds awfully familiar. The feminine principle, on the other hand, is not an exaggerated. It is one of yin and yang and balance with love. We definitely need to put more of the feminine, divine feminine out there. Don't you agree? All right, the Celtic cauldron of rebirth. As Grail and refused to a serving dish. Okay, so the Holy Grail is a serving dish in this story. And alchemy. And it belongs to the family of symbols of the bowl, the cauldron, the vat, the well, the cup, the crucible, and the image of the divine feminine. That makes sense. And it symbolizes the faint echoes of the distant past in the 12th century, where village to village stories would share in the French countryside. But then there was the Celtic Brittany, for planting seeds that flowered into the Arthurian Grail legends that are still cherished today. A bountiful banquet of stories. A legend, matter of Britain. The Grail legends provide compelling metaphors for the human development and spiritual growth. The quest for the Holy Grail can be thought up as a quest for involving the soul's recovery, the aspects of the psyche or soul, individuality, and collectively that went missing when the divine feminine was exiled. Wow. The Grail stories arose when Western religion had been dominated by the male god forms for over 1,000 years. I think some change that. Let's put divine feminine in charge. The quest is thought of the hero's triumphant and authentic self over unauthentic ego. And it becomes not only a personal quest for self-discovery, but also the quest of the regenerate of the divine feminine. into the Western psyche, individuality and collectively. The inseparable spiritual objectives of the soul recovery and the reintegration that exists today in today's world. The alchemic reagents. It's bubbling, like in the cauldron. In Morgan Le Fay, remember that story with Arthur? The cauldron of rebirth. The magic of Morgan's sorcery is soul recovery, which is and can only be accomplished fully. The rebirth of the divine feminine in our time. Inseparable individual collective quests are known as Merlin's Great Matter. In divine feminine, the return of the Shekinah. What that means. Indwelling in the resting place, it means. Shekinah. Shekinah means in the dwelling or the resting place. In the Kabbalah, mysticism and the Shekinah represents the feminine aspects of the divine, which has lived in sorrow, by the way, for 2,000 years. Great. Time to bring the divine feminine back. Right? A personified reflection of the Shekinah called Sophia, Durga, Queen Yin, Danu, Isis, Nokomis, Hecate, and other names. Confirmation. The principle of the divine feminine, or nothing to do with religious worship or correct beliefs. Correct beliefs, okay? We regard religious dogma as entropic and genuine spirituality. The Shekinah, symbolized as the Great Mother, the moon archetype, in her unassuming material qualities and profound connection with us, to the collective and the unconscious, symbolizing the chiming sea. The Shekinah is directly here as the triple goddess archetype: Aradine, the maiden; Gaia, the mother; and the storyteller is the crone. And I get a storyteller right here. Isn't she pretty? That's the crone. The divine feminine is also including Mayat, the muse and the weaver of the cosmic soul, the psyche, from human consciousness and awareness, or the ego. A predictable consequence to a materialistic view that insists upon the primacy of matter in the pigeonholes consciousness, that mere function of matter, especially function of the gray matter, including the inside of the human skull. Okay. Consciousness and non-logical phenomenon that both is fundamental and omnipresent throughout the cosmos. Consciousness in our schema is defined by the grounds of all beings. The theoretical quantum physicist, this realization was the most exalted experience that they've ever had. Okay. In a system that forms a universal feedback loop of ever increasing complexity. Hamlet from Shakespeare says, "There are more things in heaven and earth that are dreamt of in your philosophy." As we translation this, the Aquarian age, these things are incomprehensible mysteries Shakespeare wrote about and being explained by quantum physics. cybernetics, and the feedback forward loop. The human brain and consciousness play such vital roles in the process that permits the universe to increase in complexity and consciousness to learn about itself to evolve. The system permits life on Earth to contribute to the evolution of life throughout the cosmos. Meditation practices that are based on energy, the bridge linking the personal unconsciousness to the collective unconsciousness, is also a cybernetic feedback forward loop where we learn and evolve our spiritual awareness, in turn learn from us and similarly evolve, because we're all connected. The feedback feed forward process is presently visual within the universe. You can see it every day. The global scale reignition of the divine feminine in the human psyche, an event that presages an unprecedented quantum leap into human consciousness. Guide during this journey, cohort and benevolent will assist in your turning consciousness awareness to the future. You ready? We're about to go. The proper mixture of the bold magic and the plucky mischief to accompany you on your quest to locate this Celtic cauldron of rebirth and your personal destiny. Those are crows. Crows. They're tricksters, right? Beware of the stories that you read or tell at night beneath the waters of consciousness. They are altering your very world. Onida Shamanika is a female shaman. She was schooled in the ways of holistic wise women and a traditional healer. She radiates with and manipulates the earth-centered energies symbolized in earth practices as their goals, their spiritual goals, growth are healing and grounding. As healing modality emphasizes the sacred ideals of self-knowledge and self-acceptance as a whole. Encourage the shadow work to be done, to forgive, to live with compassion, show unconditional love, personal accountability, mindfulness, unity, and the sanctity of life. Vibrating high, raising ideals are essential for the health of the human body, mind, and spirit. Most powerful healing in the human body experiences a remarkable internal energy on its own, rejuvenating and restoration. Prayers invoked by her as she breathes her healing balm. Like all shamans, she lives the quiet life of compassionate service to others. Psychological and emotional healing promotes energy attuned that fundamental to the fields of contemporary and alternative medicine. I hope that helps you understand a little bit. I mean, it's pretty much me. Ooh. The healing energy that she carries, a vast web of vibrating high energy that pervades the cosmos and connects to everything in it. Ordia connects us to our ancestors through an energy field on the First Nation Antioquia morphosized within the grandmother as the creative unconscious and the other worlds. Ancestors learn about frequency, vibration, and resonance. I hate when they cut the word in half. Although the terminology is different in different times, it means basically the fifth fire in the worlds of Iquoisis and Ishneibe changed forever. The prophecy of the fifth fire had been fulfilled and then passed down through generations, forever stained by the blood and the tears of those terrible times. Ancestors abandoned the old ways, and the shaman never changed. True. 1777, Polly Cooper, Olita, was one that gave medicine to George Washington. The pain and adversity produced growth. Learn to overcome adversity that made her strong, and she is today. The legend of courage, ingenuity, and perseverance. Yep. Comfortably in the minds and the soul. Sacred verse and hewed from the sacred time. The word Juanita means the people of the shining stones. The permanent sacredness of Earth's energy. Meridians. Goes into the rivers, into the streams, and Earth's healing energy. Ooh, one more. The shaman. The shaman is adept manipulator of the subtle energies, who work with that call residents, who define residents as the ability to tune ethereal, the delicate frequencies associated with the subtle energies. You perceive these energies each time it resonates with you. You could smile and send one out. These extrasensory abilities are present in everyone, but may better develop and attune by some individuals. Practice. The shamans have done this for years. They've been on the path, and they can be linked into the spiritual journey and maybe already finished it. The inward journey into one's own center and into the center of the heart chakra. The healing of the heart. In the Western mysticism, the three states of the spiritual growth are recognized as a inhalate, to illuminate, and to the adept. Now you got Teresa of Avila, a famous mystic. Analogy between watering the garden and these three spiritual states of phase. To inundate draws water from the well and carries a bucket to the garden. And illuminate digs the network or the tunnels to irrigate the garden. An adept would simply walk into the garden and as it begins to rain. So the water comes from the sky. I like that. Adept is when it just rains and you don't got to dig anything or get your hands dirty at all. It just happens for you because the universe loves you. To encourage you to plant your garden, and for starters, to grab your bucket at least, and to guide and trusted, confident, and also consummate the rainmaker and the guides. Process, transformation, the psyche. It is important to note that the chi, or the prana, described in the infinite fields of frequency and resonances, energy fields include Gaia, in the biosphere feed-forward loop in the mountains maintains optimal conditions for sustaining life on Earth. Energy fields of Earth is electronic field in the Earth's meganosphere that provides us with solar radiation protection. The aquatic energy meridians in the body, known as chakras, the field we tune into the most. Collective unconscious, the equivalent of the timeless human memory bank. The energy field information, the consciousness that flows through each of us. And it connects us into the sea of information of the universe, our universe, and then the outer universe. Communication, new language. When you go inside and hear your soul, it is a new language of human consciousness to know thyself. You acquire ability to think this language automatically in the characteristic of synchronicities. It becomes a language. Once you learn it, you can't forget it, The connect with the other world, the spirit guides, the spirals of ancestral hearth. The scrolls are counteractive reasoning, and the mirrors are reclaiming empowerment. Experiment universal language, the consort, the animal spirits. Tomic spirit animals is the healing ministry that the shamans use. Cool, right? Psychic ability, life after death, remote viewing, shared death experiences, precognition, and divination begin to provide archetypal framework for the fractal examination and exploitation of this anomalous phenomena. Those are some big words. Holy shit. Frantic energy in order to heal. Makes magic with your cauldron, and we will discover how she does it, huh? How do you heal? How do you heal? How do you do it? The universe is full of magical things. Patiently waiting our wits to grow sharper. Okay. The rebirth current themes of the boundless nature of self, without regard for cultural distractions. Read the Oracle of Delphi. It's the Greek book. She's in the Greek book. She describes her magic as the breath. Same as, Yahweh. Yahweh. It's like the breath, like God. A lot of the important spiritual people in the past, if you do history and research it, they compare their magic to the breath. That's true. And then you got synchronicities, y'all. Synchronicities? Magic seems to happen most often when there is an elevated sense of the present moment, an accurate awareness. Psychologists call it the mindfulness. We can't explain this feeling, but we recognize it happens. Beginning in the flow or having the experience of numerous, the exhilarating experiences, things just seem to come together and fall into place perfectly. With no effort on our part, the magic of synchronicity. The meaningful coincidence of unrelated external and internal events. The spiritual energy. And it happens for a particular purpose. There's no such thing as coincidence, y'all. To inspire you to stay on your destined path. Look for the signs. They're everywhere. That was like 5444 when I said that. It's like change and then like balance and protection. That's great. With precision and a daunting task requiring an objective discernment, walk with mystery. And it mixed up the vibrations of other magical energies in her cauldron. This is Morgan's. Most prominent ongoing is fairy magic. She was queen of the fairies after all, right? The ongoing flow of the Greek pantheon and King Minos of Crete. Yeah. The guidebook. How to survive and the thrill of it. The compass in the narrow corridor. Held no exceptions to where the phenomenon origin was or the mythological lineage. To worship was actually centered within, in the sacred space of self. Inspiration comes from yourself. The mantle from tradition. The Celtic guardian of the gate of time. Aradine. The magic is quite unmistakably the work of Morgan Le Fay. The map of life in several occasions, bringing Holy Sierra. The other world is always nudging you forward to the direction of your destiny. If you allow it, don't fight it. There's nothing to be scared of at all. Nothing. Magic will influence your actions and decisions. Have discernment and realize what's your energy and someone else's. And hope that the magic is kind. It seizes and freezes in the present moment and often on your own mind and your hero's journey. Be aware. Book the flight. So it says, book the flight, y'all. Ooh, the star. The Animi is a horse god. 4 cardinal winds and suns of the planets and the stars. Enlightenmen is depicted as a horse, a divine power. Also Sagittarius. The Aurora Borealis symbolizes the primordial cosmic unity of all things that can never be extinguished from the human heart, and such things as hope itself and love. I hope you enjoyed your story. 57 as I said that. Wow. All right. Hope you enjoyed your story, loves. Until next time, God bless.